Hi, I'm Elise and welcome to Witch Way. Today's Witch Law review is on the mini-series The White Queen. Released in 2013, this historical drama stars Rebecca Ferguson as Elizabeth Woodville, Max Irons as King Edward IV, Amanda Hale as Margaret Beaufort, Anna Barnard as Richard, Duke of Gloucester, David Oakes as George, Duke of Clarence, Jeanette McTeer as Jacquetta Woodville, and many more. It takes place during the historical fight for the English throne known as the War of the Roses. Elizabeth Woodville becomes wrapped up in this war when she becomes queen after marrying King Edward IV. Her life and that of her growing family are now constantly at risk. With others plotting against them, her husband's position is less than secure, but Elizabeth has magic in her blood. Early in the series, Elizabeth's mother, Jacquetta Woodville, introduces her daughter to their craft, and she is initially hesitant, and for good reason.
Magic? Do you want to be drowned in a ducking stool?
Ducking stools were used as a method of punishment and later used as a method of identifying witches, though eventually the stool was abandoned in favor of tying a rope around the waist of the accused witch to duck them into the water. Jacquetta, who prior to her marriage was known as Jacquetta Luxembourg, reassures her daughter that magic is in their blood.
We are descended from the river goddess Melusina. Magic is in our blood, Elizabeth.
Melusina, or Melusine, is a figure from folklore. She is sometimes described as a goddess, mermaid, or water spirit, and one legend has it that she magically created Luxembourg Castle, and the Counts of Luxembourg claim to be her descendants. In this series, they ran with this legend, and to honor their ancestor, they practice close to the water. Later in the series, Jacquetta is accused of witchcraft.
And witchcraft practiced by this woman, the Queen's own mother.
In 1469, charges of sorcery were indeed brought against Jacquetta. Evidence provided were the lead figures wrapped in wire, attempting to prove that witchcraft was used to bring Elizabeth and Edward IV together. Possibly they were hoping for the same outcome that happened to another accused royal woman. In 1441, Eleanor Cobham, then the Duchess of Gloucester, was accused of using the arts to divine the king's death, which of course was a treasonable offence. After being found guilty, she was forcibly divorced from her husband, as it was believed their marriage was a result of love magic, and she was imprisoned for life, albeit in relative comfort. The charges against Jacquetta, however, were dropped as the claims quickly fell apart. However, they would be brought up again later, as happens in the series when her daughter Elizabeth is accused by the king's brother, the Duke of Clarence, after the death of his wife.
George has just accused me publicly of witchcraft.
In the series, the Duke decides to fight fire with fire and hires his own sorcerer.
So he's paying a sorcerer, a man named Burdett, to ward off evil spells.
This is most likely referring to Thomas Burdett, who in 1477, along with John Stacey and Thomas Blake, were accused of treasonous sorcery against the king. The king himself seems to have been seen as a little bit too lucky in his war efforts, when he was aided by heavy mists in battle and when storms scattered his enemy's fleet. Utterings of magic came about. Of course, in the series, these were indeed the workings of his wife and queen, Elizabeth. This series scores for lore, history, and the craft. The descendants of Melusina have the ability to scry, raise storms, divine the future, and curse those who have wronged them. The series is also an adaptation of some of the books from Philippa Gregory's Cousins War novel series, The White Queen, The Red Queen, and The Kingmaker's Daughter. And in 2017, The White Princess came to the small screen, picking up where the White Queen series left off, though almost completely recast, and Essie Davis takes over the role as the witchy Elizabeth Woodville. Though still good, this second series doesn't focus as much on witchcraft and isn't quite as good as the White Queen series, which had some amazing acting and was beautifully filmed. As mentioned in my March wrap-up, Rebecca Ferguson, who portrays Elizabeth Woodville, also took on other witchy roles in The Kid Who Would Be King, Dr. Sleep, and the June remake. So there's a few more to add to your watch list. Let me know your witchy film and series recommendations for my witch lore reviews and what you thought of the White Queen. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay notified of new content, and thank you very much for watching here on Witch Way.